Ben-Hur is yet another adaptation of the classic tale of Judah Ben-Hur, who is betrayed by his Roman friend, this time his Roman brother, and is sent to be a slave for 5 years, and he seeks vengeance on his brother, and instead of killing him, which would probably be the easiest route, he decides to enter a chariot race and try to beat him at his own game. This was a movie that was released in 1959 as one of the biggest Oscar movies ever and one of the biggest set pieces ever. And I guess it was a couple movies before that too, which I have not seen. I recently sat down and watched the 1959 version. We'll talk about that later. But I was just wondering, why are they making a remake of this movie? I mean, that movie was so big and so well received. Why? What's the point of this one? And releasing it in August is not the best idea for them. I was a little skeptical about seeing this movie because it felt like this movie just didn't need to be made, and there's no reason for it to actually be made. But coming out of this movie, I enjoyed it. It's not the best movie ever made. It's not the worst movie ever made. But for what it was, I enjoyed it, and I actually liked it more than I thought I was going to do. What I liked about the movie is the relationship between Ben-Hur and his brother, played by Toby Kebell. But I like how they set up the brotherhood. You know, they're friends and they understand each other, but one wants more in life and wants the other one, Ben-Hur, to kind of go along with him, but he doesn't. He has his own things. It's kind of like Anakin and Obi-Wan. Anakin wants power and Micella wants power, while Obi-Wan and Ben-Hur are kind of the smarter ones, like, we shouldn't be doing that. And so when it comes time that they hate each other, I can justify the relationship. And the reason why Toby Kebell Micella is doing what he's doing, they build up that relationship, and it was hard to see the family be torn apart by what happened. And a thing I was worried about in this movie was the CGI, because some of it looked messy, and sometimes it does feel messy, especially the horses, because you have the natural horses running, and then when one of them kind of falls over, it's just like a big CGI horse falling over. At times they go for this POV shot, and the movie is not a POV film, and when they do the POV parts, it looks cool, but it takes you out of it because it's just like something new is added to the film, and there's no POV shots previously, and they only do it like 3 times, and when they do it, it's cool looking, but you're left wondering, why? Why throw in a POV shot when it's not a POV movie? The action scenes were a lot of fun, especially when he is a slave and he's rowing the boat. I thought that was really intense. And the chariot races were fun as well, even though that both of those action scenes do have some of that choppy editing, that very quick editing that, you know, if someone's making contact with someone, you edit it really fast so you don't even see it. I did like the relationship, I did like some of the action scenes. I did think that Morgan Freeman was underused in here. I thought the scenes that he was in was pretty good. Played Morgan Freeman. We all love Morgan Freeman though, even though he looked ridiculous. I did think they integrated the storyline of Jesus Christ really well. I know it takes place at the same time as Ben-Hur, and you know, Jesus Christ is in the same town as they are, and I do think that it didn't affect the storyline at all. At times, it seemed like they were focusing more on Jesus Christ than Ben-Hur or Micella or Ben-Hur's wife, and they wanted to just focus a little bit on Jesus Christ. And at times, I couldn't justify why Jesus Christ is so heavily discussed in this film. And then towards the end, it kind of saves it, and we understand why Jesus Christ was in it so much. So I was surprised coming out of this film not hating it, because I was going into it thinking that I was going to hate it. I think it was going to be a bad looking film. It's going to be a movie that, like, why was this made? And I'm happy they remade it, because I'm not the biggest fan of the 1959 Ben-Hur. I mean, it's a pretty good film, but this one I think it's more accessible for this modern day and age, but that's what I'm afraid of, is that they're going to start making every single movie is going to be remade, and that's going to stop right there. Don't touch Back to the Future ever. So Ben-Hur, I'm going to go ahead and give a B. This is Just Watch Movies with his review of Ben-Hur, the new 2016 version. Go ahead and check my 1959 review of Ben-Hur with 22 Tiger Dude. He guest starred on my channel for that. And then stay tuned for a comparison video of the 1959 version of Ben-Hur and the 2016 version of Ben-Hur, where I'll end up comparing which one's better on different aspects of the film. So this is Just Watch Movies. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Just Watch Movies for more upcoming reviews. Hope everybody is enjoying the weekend. Thank you guys for watching as always, and you stay classy YouTube.